Go.
Okay, so I'm on Pilot Hill. Now, for those of you who are from Grenville, you probably would remember Pilot Hill, and you know Pilot Hill. Okay, we used to hang out as children. We would come up here looking for tambran. We in the Scouts or in the 4-H Club. We used to come up here camping or hiking, or more camping than hiking. Those of you who 4-H Club, right? I mentioned 4-H Club, right? And so we used to hang out up on Pilot Hill. Now, Pilot Hill is now owned. I don't know own is the right word, but in controlled by this Grenadian guy who seems to be having a problem with the administration. It seemed like, based on what he's told me so far, that a lot of people behind the scenes are involved in trying to stop him from establishing a garden park, a place where you could come like a retreat. So you could come up here, you could have your little private parties, or you could have your wedding, or you could have just a family gathering. But it's a perfect little spot because it used to be a fort, one of two forts that used to protect the town. You have Pilot Hill was one location, and then you had the other location, Battle Hill, which was top of Subi's marquee area, right? The cannons and so forth were there back in the days of the French and the British when they were trying to, if you will, keep the town safe. And so Pilot Hill being one of those kind of places, but it's been underbush for a lot of years. I mean, I've been out of this country for over 40 years, and it's been underbush even before I left. But nonetheless, now that he's decided to do, if you will call it development, all of a sudden he's running into all kinds of resistance. All right. So now today we decided to take a trip up the hill, and lo and behold, I'm discovering that he has planted up the place with all kinds of exotic plants, which is right now under bush because while he's fighting the system to get the okay to go ahead, bush of course do what bush does. They just overgrow. And so right now, I got myself some bourdon leaf, bourdon plant. And this bourdon is a unique kind of a bourdon because he planted all of these different trees, bougainvilleas and palm tree. You see the palm behind my head. He's had, well, of course, we always had tambran up here, but he's had all kinds of exotic flowers and so forth that in preparation for the development of this area. So if you know someone in government who has some influence, I'm using this video to ask you to make a phone call or two and say, well, how can we help Eddie open up? Well, I can't reveal the name yet. I don't want to reveal the name because then somebody's going to take the name and go run with it. But let's say the park on top of Pilot Hill. Let's call it that for now, right? The Pilot Hill project. Yes? And so we're looking for someone who knows somebody who could make a phone call on Eddie's behalf and see if we could move the Pilot Hill project along. Now, if we could get this going, he's the kind of a ambitious guy who I know, and the chopping you're hearing in the background, that's him in the background doing some chopping, yeah? Trying to clear the space. Now, it's a lot of overgrowth, a lot of bush, a lot of, all kinds of things have grown up in the place because it's not being kept. Waiting on the government or the agents of the government to give the green light. So whether it's in planning, whether it's in tourism, whether it's in, I don't know those places that where these decisions are made, all right? But he brought it to my attention, right? And I am bringing it to your attention to let's see how we could make this a reality. So when we come home, everything don't have to be in St. George's. Everything don't have to be in Grand Isle. We have Pilot Hill in Grenville. And the Pilot Hill project will be, if you will, raise the nose of Grenville one more time. Because if you remember well, after the airport was closed down, Grenville went into a dive. So, folks, make a few phone calls there. Tell them John Cross said to call and ask a few questions. How can we move the Pilot Hill project along? Peace for now. We out from Pilot Hill, overlooking the tongue of Grenville. I am John Crow. Peace out.